Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity and my final video for this year. Yes, it is. That makes me feel quite sad actually, but my husband's getting the week off work, so I'm going to be taking that week with him and working in the garden. Oh, yeah, so I won't be back until the 2nd of January. Can you believe it? So I'm going to take this opportunity before I go into anything else to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year. I thank you so much for all of those that join me each day on this channel. You are so appreciated and I am so grateful that you would not believe. So anyway, it is Panalisa. Now I have made a few projects and we are going to make a project. First thing, and this was lucky because, you know, I get a lot of dyes that require kind of candy or makeup and stuff like that to be used in them. And I don't wear makeup and I don't eat candy. But my hubby bought himself a huge bag of mints for Christmas. So I managed to steal some for this project. And it is the envelope card. Now, it's meant to be one of those push flat and into an envelope cards, but I'm going to tip it up now and lose all my mints. Look, I turn my base into a box, and you do that very simply by taking the strip that goes inside that you would attach all your flowers and stuff to, and I scored it at 3/16 of an inch on each side, each of the long sides. That's all you have to do. So on each of the lengths, 3/16 of an inch, which, if you want that made easier, is the little mark just after a quarter. So that's how that turned into a box. And of course it's meant to be all springtime, but I did use some of my Snap Click Supply Cosmo Cricket Jolly Golly paper on this. So let's have a close-up. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Now I am going to be up after Christmas, as I said, in the new year with this die again, because this is a perfect size just for having as envelope style pockets on planner pages, mini albums, and of course this back section, which is totally standalone. If you've got a little door and some window stamps, well, you've got a house, haven't you? So we are certainly going to be using that again in the new year, but made up, I can now measure it, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm standing my ruler behind it. We are at 5 3/4 high, and then the length of the finished container is 4 3/16, which is almost 4 1/4. But isn't it sweet? Absolutely love that. And I'm going to go and throw those back in my hubby's dish. He just piled them all into a bowl, bless him. Right, so that is my first one. I'm just going to straighten my paper up. The next one, I made that little box because I wanted to see how big it would be, and all I did was just turn it into a little decoration and popped a bow on top, so I can just pop that on the shelf with my other little ornaments. Or if you've got a longer hanger, of course, you could hang them on the tree. But we need to know how big it is, because if we want to put something inside, perfect for weddings and things like that, for putting those sugared almonds and things in. It is 2 inches square. Yeah, it is a 2-inch square box all the way around, 2 inches. Isn't it cute? And once again, I used that paper. Now, the next one I've been asked. Now, Panalisa hasn't uploaded this die set to her AliExpress page yet. Now, I know that she's incredibly busy uploading loads of other stuff, but hopefully within the next week or two, she's going to have uploaded the ATC card folder and coin set. And if you remember the stamps that I already used in the stamping haul, we're using paper, stamps and dies from that haul today. I've just used a little mini fastener just to hold it shut for a minute. So that is the rabbit that we coloured in from that set, and that is one of the stamp sets, that little matte border. And this paper is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how close I can get. It feels like felt. Can you see all the fibres in it? It's just really lovely and blotchy, and I just played around to see if it would take ink, and it absolutely does. Look at that. crystal clear stamping onto it. Now I've used an arrow stamp onto the label, and the label also comes with this set. Now I totally understand that ATCs aren't for everyone, but I'm going to show you today that they are. Yeah, the devil's advocate. There we go. There is from one of those stamps again, the journey stamps, and then I stamped the Italy behind because I thought I needed something that almost resembled the sun in the sky. So I stamped that behind, and then you get all the little different words that you can stamp onto that signpost. And then we've got the suitcase. Isn't that lovely? And that's the one we coloured in. And all I did, watercolour markers, and I just drew my grass and coloured that in, and it's ready on the back. I like to double face my ATCs so that they're nice and sturdy, and that's just ready for a stamp on the back of it to say, you know, the date and made by and what have you. Isn't that nice? Just like to show you how nice and crisp the images are, even though my camera keeps going blurry. There you go. So I had great fun doing that. And I also did a coin. And the coin holder, you just cut out your largest ATC, put the coin holder in the centre and cut, and it will cut out these two curves for you. Now I've stamped discoveries in that bit, and this arrow, I wanted it facing that way, but to do it that way meant it was upside down. So I just put some white paint pen on top so that the shadow, which is black, couldn't be seen. But when I do it the other way, I will just stamp it as normal. So here is my little ATC, and I use those compass dies that come in the 2 travel sets, and that flip-flop, which I absolutely adore. And once again, it's double-faced because I do like to double-face them. Isn't that cute? That flip-flop is just absolutely adorable. I love it. And then to get your coin in is very simple, she says, doing it with one hand. You've just got your little flap there, so just into there and then into there, and you just maneuver it where you want to. I like to put mine in the middle. So that was my little travel journal ATC, and that's ready to go in a little box, because I think I've already told you about my my ATC shenanigans in the past. I only make them and create them for myself now. I know people still do swap, but years ago I used to enjoy making in an ATC group, and then I was like mooching around, you know, as you do on eBay for cheap ink and whatnot one day, and I found all my ATCs for sale. So, you know, from that day I've never swapped them. I'd rather give them away, to be honest, but I just tend to keep them for myself and stick them in a little box, because they're just like little works of art, and you can use all your little scraps and all your bits and bobs. So anyway, we are going to make one today to show you that you can do an ATC that is seriously cute. Right, so this is what you get. This is the folder, which gets folded in half so that your curve is on the inside there. Now this one is cut in cream. Now if I turn it that way, you can see it will also make the great base of a card. I do hope my camera's not all blurred. So that is my folder. I've cut my coin. This is the background. I've cut my label, which goes onto there, and we're using Panalisa's cupcake paper today, and also those little food icons that she sent me, which are in that haul. And I've done donuts and like little donutty buns, so I've gone chocolate, vanilla and pink, and there's my other one. I've used some little enamel dots on these, and the cup that comes in the set, I've cut that. I don't know how close, there we go, and I put a little red enamel dot onto that one because I thought it was sweet. And then with this one, I cut the large size of the ATC. With this one, I'm going large, I'm going the layering piece and the next layering piece. And I've got 2 shades of vanilla because I thought that would be nice, and I've got pink. And then I've cut this little bit, which I thought would look nice on here before I stick all of my donutty stuff on there. And then I've got my layering piece to go on my coin before I decorate it. And that is the little cupcakes in that sheet. So we've got that. And then this is the bit, you cut your large ATC out with this on, you can see it will fit within the die, and then you just run them both through together, so that basically that's what you got. It will cut 2 little flaps. And because this bit doesn't cut, if you wanted to cut the top of an envelope, you can lay just that bit down on an envelope, and you've got a little section where you can tuck the top flap of an envelope in, so you can manipulate this and use it however you want to. It's just a really useful die on its own. So there is that bit that we will glue to our base, and then I've got my layering piece, and I chose cupcakes, and that's going to go on there. And I think I'm going to glue my little cup onto there as well, because I just think that's going to look sweet. And then I've got a piece for my outside cover. So if I move everything out of the way, we can start assembling things. And I know that everybody's busy at Christmas, so I don't want to take up all of your time. This is going to be glued onto here. So I've got my decorative outer, and then I've got this bit that's going to go here. But first of all, we need to fold it in 2. Now, one of the things I like to do, and I'm just going to pause a second, is I like to use my scoreboard for folding, because my lines are not always straight. So let me just grab that and I'll be right back. Right, so here we go. This is my scoreboard, and it comes with a score tool. And I do have this link below for my Amazon links. And I just like to take it, butt it up against the top and up against the side, so it's not moving. And then I like to fold. Make sure that before you put your crease in, it's fully aligned, and then I can just go down it, and it's as easy as that. Now I know that it closes, I've got a nice straight line, and everything is flush. And also, if you want to make little envelopes afterwards, you can, because you've got an envelope thing on the back of it. So I really do like my little scoreboard. It just fits on my table nicely. Right, so now to start building. Bring in all of our pieces. Now the things that are easy to do, I'm going to run away and do them. And so what I'm going to run away and do is I'm going to glue those together evenly like that. And then I'm going to glue this onto here like that, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've glued the coin, glued the tab, glued the ATC, and I'm just going to pop some glue on the back of my little teacup, and I'm going to pop it onto here, because I do want it on here. It doesn't really matter to me if it's in the middle or it's a bit skewy. I'm going to have mine a bit skewy actually. So I've got my little teacup down there. Right, I'm just going to move that out of the way. We're going to put the piece of paper on top of the folder that I've cut. And just try and get yourself, you know, a reasonably accurate border within your curve. And that'll do me just fine. So hopefully I can achieve that. Oh, I do hope you're all going to have an awesome Christmas. Even if it's just a rest, you know. And for those of you visiting family, I hope you have a wonderful time. That's not actually in the middle. I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for there and hope that it's straight. So just with a decorative piece of paper, you know, we've already got that. Now we're going to add the label and just straight up glue in again. You can add foam pads to these if you want to. If you want to have a little pop of dimension. Right, of course I can see that that is not in the middle. So I'm just moving it. So I've got my little label onto there, and I've got my little cup. So that's all stuck down. And then inside we're going to pop this in, which is going to hold the coin. So kind of just position it and then close it, because you don't want to be able to see that portion, if you know what I mean. So you can see that you've got, like, I don't know what I'd call that, maybe 1/4 of an inch from the side, and you only want your glue around the outside edge and a little bit in the center. you don't want to go anywhere near your curve because they need to open up. So we're just going to pop that down in there, and hopefully I've got it straight. Got a little bit of fluff. Ooh, I don't like a bit of fluff on white or cream. That's it. Being OCD. Right, there we go. And you can see those are open. And just to ensure that they are open, just slide your coin in. I'm going to turn mine the right way around because I want my cupcakes facing forward. There we go. So that's the coin inside there, and we've done our folder. Now let's decorate our ATC, and I just want this little element that I cut out directly in the middle. And I don't know if anybody's timed this, but I think this is quite quick. So I want a kind of evenish border. And that might be a little bit skew-if, but I don't care, because I'm now decorating it up with all of my lovely little buns and things. Quite literally like making a tiny little card. And that's what I love about it. I might use these on my coin, actually, my chocolate ones. Yeah, I think I will. So I'm going to pop 3 onto here. And I don't want it too elevated because, of course, you've got to keep your folder closed, which is why I use those little clips, those tiny attachers. But, of course, you can always use something bigger if you want to. So I've got no fingernails. And I'm going to go there. You can just compose your ATCs however you want. Now, I'm wondering if I want my pink donut or my cherry one. What do you think? I'm going to go pink. Yeah. Why not? So we're going to get some glue onto there. I'm going to pick that up, and that is quite literally all my ATC is going to be. Just that, just like that. So you can use all your little bits, all your little paper clips that you decorate up. You can tuck those onto there. You can make teeny weeny little pockets. You can do quite literally whatever you want to do. Now, I quite like that arrangement onto there, so I am going to stick with that. And I'm going to pop my chocolate donut right down on there. And then my vanilla-y looking cherry top bun, I'm going to have it there. And of course the coin still comes out. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Ooh, I love that. But I just want my cupcakes facing the right way, and then I'll be happy. But I just think that's great. And then, of course, I've got my little ATC card, which, you know, if you've only got a few minutes and you just feel that you need to make something. I'm one of those people, I always feel that I need to make something. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is either. But just really simple. If all you've got is like little collections of pretty scraps of paper and things like that, you can just do something so sweet. You can get those little wooden tray boxes from Dollar Tree, and you can just have them all stacked up in there, all your little bits of art. I just love that. Or you can, of course, mount tabs to them, and you can put them on a Memdex roller or anything like that, whatever it is that you want to do. But you can just use all of your little stuff that you never think about using. And anyway, that is what I have for you today. And once again, I do sincerely wish you a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have an absolutely awesome time. As usual, all links below, and I will see you in the new year. Bye.